Yo, what's going on, y'all? You know, I'm still dealing with no working camera here, but what's poppin'? Thursday night stream. I mean, today's game should be. I'm not really expecting much. Historically, Green Bay games would be ones you wanted to tune into. This year, not so much. Maybe the only thing we're excited to see going into this game is to see if Christian Watson can do what he did last week, 2 weeks in a row. To me, that's the only draw of this game. Unless you really want to see Derrick Henry. Because there's going to be a lot of Derrick Henry. Because I don't think Nick Westbrook-Akine can do what he did last week again this week. He scored 2 touchdowns in his own right. I don't think he repeats that. He's not that type of dude. He could prove me wrong. Whatever. I think what we're looking for from the Titans is to see, do they use Treylon Burks? Do they actually use Treylon Burks? We'll see. Over the last few weeks, we've seen not only just Christian Watson, rookie wide receiver, pop off. We've seen second-year wide receiver Kadarius Toney have a decent week, first week on a new team. Second-year wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones or third year, I think, wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones having himself a little bit of a good, a couple of good performances. Maybe we see it from Treylon Burks. But yeah, I mean, the biggest draw right now for this game got to be Christian Watson. Michael Bernardo, good to see you. John Alvarez, good to see you. For some reason, yeah, I'm not sure. This stream was supposed to be a members only stream. for some reason, I guess it didn't. I guess Streamlabs ignored. Yeah. Well. All right. For you members that may or may not be in here already, this was supposed to be a members only stream. Streamlabs messed up. What do y'all think we should do here? Since y'all are the members, do you want me to shut it back down, have it just be a members only stream, or should I just open it up? I hate that it does that. This is the second time that it's done that, but John, how do you become a member? It is the first link in the description below. There is a 99-cent tier that gives you access to 2 extra streams a week. One of them being today. One of them being the stream that Nick had yesterday is Box Score Wednesdays, where he goes over snap share, target share from the past week, and how that applies to, you know, things moving forward. And me on the Thursday night streams, I just talk football with the members before the game. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just leave this as an open-ended stream. Yeah. All right. Is what it is. But Michael Bernardo lost Cup to injury and trying to upgrade over Kyler. I'm going to see if I can. There we go. Got offered Komet, Burrow, and Amari for Kelsey. Would you take it? Upgrade over Kyler. Has Kyler actually been that bad, man? Like, yeah, he's the QB8 right now. If you're trying to upgrade from him, I mean, do you want to jump from the QB8 to the QB5? Because that's what I believe Burrow is. Now, for Kelsey, I mean, Komet has had 2 very nice weeks. but he cannot offer you. I do not believe the consistency that we have. You know, we can expect from Kelsey. But you're also getting Amari Cooper on top of that. My question is, what are you going to then flip Kyler into? Because then you got two QB1s. And there's no reason for you to be rostering two QB1s. In a one QB league. Now, is it just me? Did my audio just cut out? Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Did you hear all that? I would be cool with you doing this if you might be like, can you flip Kyler and Kmet into a top 3, top 4 tight end or something like that? Because then you upgraded at QB. You got a wide receiver in Amari, borderline wide receiver 1 moving forward, and then you find your way into a solidified tight end spot, right? So see then if you can upgrade from Kmet with Kyler for somebody who might be hurting at QB. John Alvarez, currently have the Cardinals defense, but I don't want to use them this week. Would you recommend Green Bay or Pittsburgh? You have Burrow. Arizona's going up against San Fran. I wouldn't want to use them this week either. Green Bay against Tennessee, obviously, and then Pittsburgh against Cincinnati. I guess out of those options, I would edge to the Thursday night game. Edge to the Thursday night game. Green Bay. Green Bay. Mike Lopez, what's happening again? Mario Marchucci, good evening. Need 2 Tony, Mooney, or Deontay? Man, honestly, man. I'm going for pure upside here. I'm going Mooney and Tony. Because those 2 offenses are the ones that have been on fire lately. Right? I mean, you want a piece of the Chiefs offense right now. You want a piece of the Bears offense right now. And I know it's not predicated on the passing game. But at some point, it's going to hit for Mooney. And when it does, it's going to be a big game for him. And Tater Toddy, what's happening, man? Patrick, good to see you. Oh, yo. All right. Then it's the third link. My bad. Then it should be the third link. And don't apologize at all. It's all good. All good. Hunter L, good to see you. Amon-Ra, Juju, Connor for Kamara. PPR, Keeper League, looking to win now. Which side are you getting? You could only start Amon-Ra. All right, so you got that other side. I'd want more than Kamara. Like, Kamara's been nice, but even Kamara the past 2 games, it hasn't been the Kamara that we've come to expect, right? So if I'm trading him away, Amon-Ra coming off a very good game, Connor coming off of a couple of very good games now that he's back, for a running back moving forward, and Juju, who outside of the last, I think, 2 games has put together a decent year. Before the last 2 games, I believe he had a string of 3 games where he was doing real well. I'm shooting for like a Saquon level here. I'm like, and Kamara's just outside of the tier in which I would be okay doing this for. And Lucius, good to see you. Would you trade Debo and Walker for Derrick Henry? No. No. Unless you're getting Debo and Kenneth Walker. Like, I'm not really looking at the playoff schedules for these running backs of this caliber. They are workhorse running backs, both of them. And I wouldn't package a wide receiver 1 who's been performing like a wide receiver 3 over the last 2 weeks for another RB1 who might be a little bit more consistent week to week. But even then, Kenneth Walker's been good for like at least one touchdown a week, at least one touchdown and 100 yards. So honestly, no, I wouldn't make that deal. Wouldn't make that deal. Joseph got offered Chase in exchange for Higgins. You're 7-3, currently in the number 2 spot, and you really want to get to the bye week. So you're getting Chase and you're 7-3. I mean, who are your other wide receivers? And is it start 2 wide receivers, start 3? How many flex spots? Let me know. Hey, yo, Nemo. Yeah, man. You already know. Congratulations. Yo, for real, I was going to use this members-only stream. It was supposed to be a members-only stream for the... and yo, Jay Cross Country, thank you very much for joining as a Practice Squad member. We appreciate it. Welcome. But Nemo, I was gonna use the members only stream to talk to you about a trade, but see if we could get a zombie trade going. But Jay Cross Country, is James Conner and Josh Palmer for Chase and Nick Folk too much? I mean, it kind of depends where you're at, but like, I'd be fine with that, man. Like Palmer with Keenan Allen coming back and with Mike Williams coming back. I know it's from a high ankle sprain, but like, I'm not really expecting much from Josh Palmer. And if you need Nick Folk as a kicker, if you're looking for a kicker upgrade, and that's enticing to you as just like a throw-in, that's cool. But even not, like, if you're 7-3, right? Like Joseph is. If you're 7-3, if you're 8-2, and you can withstand not having the RB2 value that James Conner presents over the next few weeks, and you're cool with waiting it out for the chance to have a Chase come week 12, week 13, which is apparently when he is targeting. That's where he's targeting. So if you can do that, then yes, I would do that. I'd make this deal. If you absolutely need the wins, if you're 4-6, if you're 5-5, then no, every week counts and every start counts, and you need James Conner. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, man. Thank you very much for joining. Saif, Jacobs, D-Hop, Evans for Saquon and Jamar Chase. Thought it was a good trade, and you're a Giants fan. I'm not willing to go to where D-Hop is going to play bad because dude is coming back, because Marquise Brown is coming back. That's not where I'm at. D-Hop is D-Hop. Marquise Brown is the type that can succeed off of just like a few catches. That's all. I think that's what he's going to come back to. I don't think Marquise Brown is going to be coming back to 11 targets like he was. D-Hop's going to be fine. Evans has been in a little bit of a slump. And again, I guess this again comes down to, are you 5-5? Are you 4-6? Are you 6-4 even? Do you need these wins? Or are you 7-3, 8-2? And can kind of, you know, put the brakes on a little bit, make a trade for a Jamar Chase, and along with the Saquon, and be much better in the fantasy playoffs. And it also depends on your depth. So, yeah, man, I hate to give these preferential answers, right? But it kind of is what it is. If you give me your record, throw your whole roster in the chat, I can give you a little bit better of an answer. Hunter, he will add Sutton to Kamara. No, because Sutton hasn't been like what is Sutton right now? Realistically, what is Sutton right now? Wide receiver 3? Who you're hoping performs like a wide receiver 2 every week? Nah. Like Sutton doesn't entice me. Nope. I'm shopping around that package of players to anybody who has a top 3 running back right now. I'm talking the Nick Chubb owner, Saquon Barkley owner. Yeah. And to that point, Arnaldo, pick 2, Sutton, Mike Williams, or Christian Watson, full PPR. I mean, I'm playing Mike Williams, even though coming off of a high ankle sprain, I don't know how much you can trust him. But I'm trusting him as he's been super consistent when he's been in there with Herbert. Herbert has looked slightly better week in, week out, coming off of that rib injury, so maybe they can work something out down the field, right? But as far as the second option, look, if you want to play it safe, play Sutton. But if it were me, I would play Christian Watson. And Joseph, the other wide receivers are A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens, 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. All right. And you have Higgins, and you can trade for Chase. Yeah, man, I think you can do that, man. I think you can do that. Go for it. Your wide receivers are strong enough to where, look at what CeeDee Lamb is doing. Michael Gallup is basically not part of this offense anymore. And then with A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert not being part of that offense moving forward, at least for the next few weeks, going to give him a much larger target share. So, yeah. Yep. Actually, I'm going to switch. Let me see. Is this on? We back? We're good? Yeah. Yeah, still no camera. All right. Is what it is. All right. Where do we leave off? With Joseph's question. All right. Yeah, man, I would do that. And Nemo, that's kind of what I was going for. What you want? Give me Diggs back. So Tober, should I stash Mitchell or Pacheco? You should stash both of them, man. Stash both of them. Who's on your bench right now? Throw your bench in the chat. We'll talk about it. I want both of those guys. Mitchell is going to be in an even split right now, looking to be the first and second down back with CMC in one of the best offenses in the NFL for running backs. Got 18 rushes last week. And Pacheco, I think he accounted for 82% of this running back snaps last week. Let me double check that, but Pacheco 56% of the rushing snaps, but 82 rush yards, 16 attempts. That's what it was. 5.3 yards per attempt. Only thing he didn't do was score a touchdown. So yeah, I want both of those guys. Callum Roger, thoughts on playing Randall, Cobb in the flex and PPR. Have a ton of guys on buy. I may not, and not many enticing players available. Got you. And thank you very much for the super chat. Just saw that. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thoughts on playing Randall Cobb? I mean, it's a desperation wide receiver 4 play. Right? I mean, who else is on your waiver wire? Name some of the other players on the waiver wire, and we can go from there. Mike Lopez was offered Garrett Wilson for and Mostert for Stevenson. Should I take it? There's Mostert's a handcuff now. The running back to own in Miami is Jeff Wilson, and it's really not even close. So no, I wouldn't do that, because I'd want Garrett Wilson plus something a little bit more valuable than Mostert for Stevenson, who's been on fire lately. And Hunter, yes, I definitely like Chubb more than Kamara. Moving forward, I mean the offense gets an upgrade, and he's RB4 right now. Kamara's been very good in a few weeks, but I mean, he just doesn't have he has a 38-point week, yes, but he doesn't have the consistency of a Chubb week in, week out. I mean, just giving you RB1 weeks. I mean, Kamara, 6-point weeks, 7-point weeks account for 4 of his weeks this season. That's not what you want from your RB1. So I would definitely rather Chubb than Kamara. And Nemo, I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Let me get Stephon Diggs. J Cross Country, can you rate my roster? I'm 6-4 PPR, 1 QB. Burrow, Fields, Waddle, Lamb, Paris Campbell, Josh Palmer, Marquise Brown, CMC, Kenneth Walker, Damian Pierce, and James Conner, Foster Moreau, Gerald Everett. I mean, it's a solid team. If it's a 1 QB league, you can trade one of your QBs. Honestly, right now, I'd trade Burrow because you can get more for him. I'd trade Burrow and trade for an upgrade at wide receiver, because Waddle and Lamb are wide receiver 1s, but Campbell, Palmer, Marquise Brown. I mean, you're hoping Marquise Brown comes back late in the year and can perform like a wide receiver 4 or a wide receiver 3, which is probably what he will, but it'll be volatile. So, I mean, you want something a little bit more consistent in your wide receiver 3 spot. Your running backs are fine. Your tight ends for the end of the year should be fine. You should be able to kind of stream between Foster Moreau with no Darren Waller for the next few weeks, and an Everett who is in his own right working his way back from an injury, but practiced today, practiced yesterday. So it looks good for him moving forward. But yeah, man, I would your team is solid team. Could be a lot better if you just got a better wide receiver. Since it's 1 QB, you don't need Burrow. And Patrick, who do we like more, the Saints or Green Bay? I mean, the Saints against the Rams, who just lost 2 of their offensive linemen, and their O-line was already crappy. They don't have Cooper Kupp. They're going to be oh, man, play the Rams. Or play the Saints against the Rams. Do it. And so Tober, is that Sony Michel or is that Elijah Mitchell? White, Jamal Williams, Christian Kirk, DPJ, and Tony. Oh, man. I mean, with that bench, I'm trying to make a trade tonight for a 2-for-1, right? And then I'm trying to pick up Pacheco and or Mitchell overnight in tomorrow's waivers. That's what I'll be trying to do. And if that is Mitchell there instead of Michelle, then I'm still trying to make a 2-for-1 deal. Like, is somebody crazy all in on Kadarius Toney? Because you got Christian Kirk and DPJ chilling. You really don't need Toney even if he pops off. Can you trade Toney and... I don't want to trade Rashad White right now. And Jamal Williams or Elijah Mitchell for an upgrade. And then pick up Pacheco. That's what I would do. Damian Pierce, Patterson, or Swift at the flex full PPR. Damian Pierce. Yep. I like Patterson a lot, like Swift a lot, but Swift ain't fully healthy. Patterson has seen his fair share of down weeks lately. Damian Pierce has seen boom weeks and is as consistent as they come, even in a bad offense. Callum Rogers, Michael Gallup, Matt Collins, Latavius Murray, Damian Harris. Over Randall Cobb. I mean, damn. I think I'd rather play Matt Collins than Randall Cobb for sure. But Latavius Murray is enticing over him. But I think at the end of the day, I'd rather play Michael Gallup, who could just have a bounce back week. I'd go back to that one more week before I'm just like, nah, Michael Gallup doesn't have it anymore. Yeah. I'm going Michael Gallup. Damian Harris is enticing, but Michael Gallup. Mikey, do I trade Curtis and Connor for Mark Andrews? You need a tight end because Ertz is out. Sure. If you can withstand not having, somebody who's probably your RB2 and somebody who's probably your flex wide receiver 3 maybe. If you can withstand that, then sure. Because Andrews is a huge upgrade. I would do that. If that's all it takes, if that gets it done, I would do that. Damon, you have Barkley and Kamara as your starters. Damian Pierce, yep. Swift and Cooper for Singletary and Diggs back. We can talk. I mean, it is a co-run team. I can't go making autonomous moves like that, but I mean, I would do that. But that's just me. I would need to talk. And so Tober, I got you. Yeah, try to make a trade. Distill that roster. Then pick up somebody, Pacheco on the wire. And I assume your trade deadline is coming up pretty soon. See if you can trade him. Flip him 2 for 1. If you got to bring somebody up off the bench, right? So we'll see. Keep the trades flowing until you can't anymore. Always be trying to upgrade. J Cross Country, that's why I was trying to get Chase. Yeah. Yeah, do it, man. Do that trade. Get Chase and Nick Folk for that. Do it. Do it. Travi J, pick 3 receivers to start this week. Olave, Rondale Moore, Marquise Brown, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, or Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra. Olave and Rondale Moore. I think those are the wide receivers. I mean, Rondale Moore has been awesome. I mean, target hog. I know his role kind of goes back in the tank when Hollywood does come back, and is that happening this week? Patrick, you said Hollywood practice today, so that will impact him to a certain extent. I don't know if I play him first game back. I'm playing Amon-Ra. I'm playing Olave. And then I guess the smart play is just DJ Moore. Yeah. Smart play. Amon-Ra, Olave, DJ Moore, but I like Rondale Moore this week too. Tater Toddy, your running backs are Cook, Madison, Pollard, Robinson Jr., Elijah Mitchell, Damian Harris, Perrine, and Josh Kelly on IR. Who should I keep? Trade? You need a running back. I wouldn't say you need a running back. And your wide receivers are stacked. You got Dak at quarterback. I mean, I would try to distill your roster a little bit. Your wide receivers are stacked. You don't need any help there. You really don't. Your running backs, you got Cook, but you got Madison. You got Pollard, who's, I mean, honestly, on a per-touch basis, he is the best running back in the NFL. And over the past 2 weeks, you've seen what he can do with the full workload. And I know he goes kind of back in the tank once Ezekiel Elliott gets back, which could be this week. But I'm still willing to trust him moving forward. Elijah Mitchell, I think you can trust him moving forward. I would try to trade Brian Robinson and Damian Harris to the Stevenson owner. For Stevenson, see if you can go from Stevenson to Brian Robinson, who's coming off a good game. Looks like he has like a really good role to himself, right? But is not really somebody who has all that high of a ceiling. If you can get something like that done. If you can't do that, then package Robinson and Mitchell for something, because I like Mitchell, but he is at the end of the day sharing a backfield with part-time Deebo Samuel and CMC, and is coming off a week where he held his own against CMC and looked real good. So that's what you should do. Package Robinson and Mitchell for an upgrade at running back. Keep Cook and Madison. Keep Pollard. If you need to throw in Harris with Elijah Mitchell and Brian Robinson for a real big upgrade, then do it. That's fine. You can drop Josh Kelly outright for whoever's on the wire. And so, Tober, that's Elijah Mitchell. Yeah, all right. Distill that roster, man. See if you can continuously upgrade. All right. Jay Cross Country. Play the Bengals or the Saints defense. It's hard not to say the Saints. It's really hard not to say the Saints against the Rams this week. Yep. Travi J. Football Talks. Pick up Waller and put him on your IR, but Foster Moreau will be fine. There you go. Yeah. All right. Helping out fellow people. I love to see it. Love to see it. Thank you, Tater Toddy. And yes, October 2-for-1 trades. Continuously upgrade. Football Talk. Somebody dropped Waller today. Is he worth my number one priority pickup? You're second on the waivers. If you have IR spots, yes. If not, no. If you have IR spots and you don't have a Kelsey or an Andrews or even a Dalton Schultz or who else has been good this year? A Hawkinson, a Kittle, Freiermuth, or I mean, if you're down in the, you have Foster Moreau, you have Hayden Hurst, you're using Dawson Knox or Juwan Johnson or Robert Tonyan on a week-to-week basis. If you're down in that range or even your Taysom Hill range, if you have a Cole Kmet and Tyler Higbee and all that, like, I think that's the cutoff. If you don't have one of them, then yes. Yes. Ish the Human, you have Pitts and Moreau as your tight ends. How am I looking? You're looking fine. That's all right. That's all right. Because you can rely on Moreau for steadiness over the next few weeks. And when you need a high upside, swing for the fences type of play, you can go for Pitts. And Pitts does have viability towards the end of the season. And Patrick, you think you're done trading for the year? Kind of want a better running back, but with Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Gabe Davis, Mike Williams, Hollywood, and Tony, you're going to survive with Najee, Mixon, and Dobbins. All right. Singletary, Pacheco. And you got Hurts. You'll be able to survive with that, man, but, like, don't be done making deals. Like, if you can trade Hollywood right now, if you can trade Tony off the hype, you're solid at wide receiver. If you can trade Tony off the hype, package Tony, and see if somebody's willing to bite on Dobbins, because honestly, what's Dobbins, I don't know what Dobbins is going to give you. At least not with Najee. You can get low end RB2 value. He'll at least give you, 10-point floor, right? 10-point ceiling, but 10-point floor. With Dobbins, he's giving you a 0. Maybe you can get somebody who's, maybe one of those guys who's 8-2 right now or something like that. Trade him Dobbins because they know they're going to be fine. Trade him Tony because he's an exciting young player, and get an upgrade. But always try to be trading, man. And Nemo, I'm really enticed with that. I'm really enticed with that. So I will. And Chris, Mike Williams has, David Banks, thank you very much for the super flex. Chris, I will get to your question in a second. David Banks, thank you again. 7-3 full PPR. Fields, Gus, JT, Diggs, Pittman, TJ Hawkinson, Peoples-Jones at the flex. Bench, Gino, Lenny, Algier, Breida, Perrine, Tony. Thoughts? Well, you're solid at tight end. TJ Hawkinson, he might not have the ceiling that he did, you know, at points with the Lions, but his floor has definitely risen in a higher octane passing offense. With Fields, you have a rushing floor quarterback with overall QB1 upside. He's done it 2 weeks in a row. So you're looking great there. He's probably won you a lot of weeks. You finally got JT back. Looking good, right? Diggs is Diggs. Pittman, you finally got a good Pittman week. And even if like it wasn't a great Pittman week, but at least Matt Ryan is back at the helm. So that's good. That bodes well. Your bench, you got Geno Smith, who's having I think he's the QB7 overall right now, having a great season. Algier, I'm not too fond of. Lenny is fading fast. Gus, you said earlier on, is that Gus Edwards? Is that somebody else? And then Breida and Perrine, like, you don't have a lot of wide receiver depth, which is why I'd say, like, you hold Tony and hope that he turns into something for the rest of the year so that at least you have a wide receiver, 3 there, because that's what he is for you, I believe, right now. If you're trying to trade Lenny, I don't know how much he's going to give you over the rest of the season. I'd be trying to trade Algier if you can. You got some real good pieces. Fields is a piece that is going to win you games. You got Gus Edwards. He's going to be coming back soon. It's not going to win you games. You're hoping for a high-end RB3 week from him for the most part. JT, on your looking like old JT, he can win you weeks. Diggs can win you weeks. Pittman, when he's on, he's not going to win you weeks, but he's not going to lose you weeks either. Hawkinson, you can say the same thing. Donovan Peoples-Jones, looking better in the coming weeks. We'll see what his rapport is like with Deshaun Watson, because a quarterback change can change everything. Even if it should be a better quarterback, maybe he locks onto a different wide receiver. We really don't know. But you got some really nice pieces. You should make a run here. Tough to say. If your depth is tested, it's gonna hurt. Which is why I say, like, Breida. Is there anybody on the wire you can just straight up drop Breida for? Because Breida, you're never gonna play him. Can you package Perrine and Algier to the Mixon owner for an upgrade? Those are the type of moves that I'm trying to make here. Can you package Gus and Lenny for an upgrade at RB2? But thank you very much for the super. Chris, Mike Whale has 2 limited practices coming off a high ankle sprain that sidelined him since week 7. Should I trade Sutton and Kmet for him, or is he too much of a re-injury risk? It depends who your tight end is. Like, if my tight end spot is fine and I just grabbed Kmet last week because he had 2 good weeks, but I'm not really playing him, he's on my bench, and I got Mark Andrews, or I got Kelsey, or I got even Dalton Schultz, or, I just went over that list. Hawkinson, Freiermuth, Dulcich, any of those guys, then yeah. Sure. He isn't a re-injury risk. He might not fire right away, because it might just take him a little bit coming off that high ankle sprain to get up to speed. But eventually, I think that deal will be worth it, because I don't think Sutton's ceiling is that high. And if you have another tight end to where even if Cole Kmet continues to string good weeks together, if you have another tight end where like that can match him in production to where you're not taking a hit on a week-to-week basis, you're fine. That's an upgrade. Mikey, should I trade D-Hop, Pittman, and Wilson for Evans, Kenneth Walker, and Jacoby Myers? You have an Amon-Ra at wide receiver and Saquon at running back. So you're trading away D-Hop, Pittman, and Wilson. For Evans, Kenneth Walker and Jacoby Myers. I'd rather have Garrett Wilson than Jacoby Myers. I'd much rather have Kenneth Walker than Michael Pittman. And between D-Hop and Evans, I think once or Marquise Brown comes back into the fold, I think Evans and D-Hop are going to look a little bit more similar. D-Hop with a little bit higher of a ceiling. But, yeah, I think I would do that. It's not a slam dunk, but, I mean, you're diversifying. You're moving from 3 wide receivers to 2 wide receivers and a running back, right? And that running back's an RB1. Yeah, I would do that. And David, again, thank you for that super chat. Much appreciated. Papa, Flex, Pickens, Mooney, and Warren. Pickens, man. Pickens. And Chris, your tight end is Andrews. Then yes, do it. Do it. Zuhaib, thanks for joining us. Should I start Christian Watson or DJ Moore? I would start DJ Moore, even though Christian Watson has higher upside. If you're looking at your matchup and you're like, hey, I need to score a lot of points here, then I would go Christian Watson because I think he has shown 3 touchdown upside. DJ Moore is really not that guy. And with Baker Mayfield starting, a quarterback that he hasn't had rapport with, remember when PJ Walker started, DJ Moore started doing better? And then when PJ Walker had his bad game and got pulled out for Baker Mayfield, Baker had, I think, 2 touchdowns. I don't think either of them went to DJ Moore. I think they went to Tommy Tremble and Terrace Marshall. Baker Mayfield and DJ Moore don't match up well. I love DJ Moore, the talent. I'm going Christian Watson here. E111, what's going on? What do you think of Fields' rest of season aside from this week? Looks like a tough schedule. I'm not worried about Fields' schedule because he, with his rushing upside, it's not somebody we're relying on him to. We're relying on 300 yards passing and 2 touchdowns to reach his fantasy ceiling. We need him to get to 150 yards passing and, a touchdown, knowing that he's going to confuse and confound any defense, run for, anywhere from 60 to 120 on the ground with a touchdown probably there too, if not more. So if you have Fields, I'm not worried about Fields rest of season. Kind of like if you have Lamar, you're not really worried about his schedule. It's Lamar. Fields is kind of the same beast right now. And Mikey's, you're very welcome. Joe Harris, good evening. Good to see you. Full PPR, 3 wide receiver set, and a flex. You're 4-5. Amen. Let's see if we can turn this around. Who would you start? Pittman, Gabe Davis, DPJ, Christian Watson, Josh Palmer, or Pacheco? I'd start Gabe Davis because just that boom bust factor, man. Like, he can win you a week on 1 catch. I'm starting Pittman because it looks like Matt Ryan is back for good. In which case, Pittman ceiling weeks more often than not over floor weeks. He is not going to win you many weeks, but I don't think he's a guy that's going to lose you too many weeks moving forward if Matt Ryan continues to stay that guy. As for this third option here at wide receiver, it's either DPJ or Christian Watson. And, I think I go Christian Watson. And then in the flex, I think I gotta go Isaiah Pacheco. After doing what he did last week, 16 rush attempts, 82 rush yards, just didn't score the touchdown. Something that will come, and when it comes in bunches. Like, he could easily next week have the same line, 16 for 82, and have 2 touchdowns. So Pacheco, yep. Damon Luce, DJ Moore, Kadarius Moore value rest of season. Well, hey, with Mecole Hardman going down, Kadarius has a lot more of a role moving forward, at least for the next 4 weeks, can solidify himself in this offense moving forward, and really take Mecole Hardman's spot outright. He can do that. has the better QB, unless they really start experimenting and put Sam Darnold in, who, if you remember, when Sam Darnold, through the first 4 weeks last season, when Sam Darnold was in, DJ Moore was the wide receiver 4 on the season. Then he tapered off when Sam Darnold went into the tank and got pulled. But even when Sam Darnold went into the tank, DJ Moore was still the only person performing with him. Right? So unless they make a move like that, unless they make... I'm not really even that confident that if they went back to PJ Walker, that I would want DJ Moore. And to play him on a consistent basis. So really, and I hate to be relying on an NFL team to move to Sam Darnold. So like it's rough for DJ Moore owners. The fact that Mecole Hardman isn't available for the next 4 weeks, I think I'm gonna say Kadarius for the rest of the season, and that feels wrong. Like it feels wrong, but it's Kadarius rest of the season. The walk was. What's going on, man? Pick 2 PPR. Watson, Myers, Rondale Moore. Watson and Rondale Moore. And Ignatius, Boyd or Pollard PPR. That entirely depends on whether or not Zeke is playing. And it looks like Zeke is playing. Last I heard, he was optimistic about playing, but even then he's going to be on. I think they're going to be holding him back just a little bit, just because like they don't need to rush him out there. Like he's coming off an off season of rest. So yeah, it's rough, man. Like, Boyd or Pollard, because Boyd is almost an every week play at this point. Boyd. Play Boyd. Play Boyd. Yeah, sorry about that. Cali Loco, we got half PPR, Justin Jefferson, a lockup wide receiver, need another wide receiver and a flex. DJ Moore, Christian Watson, Pittman, Pickens. I'm feeling Watson right now. Thoughts? I mean, safe play is Pittman, but I almost don't want to play Pittman. I kind of want to play Pickens. But Watson has more of a ceiling. Fine, play Watson. If you need the ceiling game this week, man, play Watson. If you're fine with the floor game, play Pittman. If you want to play a little mix of both, floor and ceiling play, I think Pickens is that guy. Yeah, Ignatius, I think you just go Boyd. In orbit, should I start Watson tonight or Amari Cooper? Amari Cooper. That's a tier break question for me. Like, Watson's been great, should have a good game this week, but Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper. Senor Rojo, 6-4 on a 6-game win streak right now. Hey, good to see it. Thinking of sitting Treylon Burks for Keenan Allen. Burrow, Mixon, Pacheco, Hopkins, Keenan, A-Rob, Tony in the flex, 12-team PPR. I think that's fine. Do that. Do that. I mean, it could match up for Keenan Allen. Do that. I really don't know if Treylon Burks has that much upside this week. Callie, you also have Mike Williams, but you want to see him back first. Fair enough. Honestly, if you have Mike Williams, I want to play Mike Williams. If you have Mike Williams, dude, I'm playing Mike Williams. I don't need to see him back first. That's a slam dunk. I'm playing Justin Jefferson and Mike Williams. I'm not playing any games. I'm not playing any games. And Ignatius, yeah, I would agree. Amari Cooper for sure. Ignatius, you could start Christian Watson over Boyd. Yeah. Oh, you mean you could? I still would want Boyd. I would still want Boyd over Christian Watson. And JP, start Watson, DPJ, Elijah Mitchell, Garrett Wilson playing New England, or Brian Robinson, PPR. It's either Christian Watson or Garrett Wilson if Corey Davis is not playing for me. If Corey Davis is playing, then it's Christian Watson. All right. I don't know if we have any status for Corey Davis. He didn't practice Thursday, so I think he's out. I think he's out. So honestly, bro, I know Christian Watson. Everybody's like excited about Christian Watson. Garrett Wilson, I would play Garrett Wilson. Cali Loco need one more, so Watson and Williams if he plays. Williams if he plays. At Ignatius, yes. Sorry for the mix-up there. I wasn't just saying it. Insinuating it was a dumb question on your part. Yeah. And JP, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. If you have any more questions, let me know. Again, this was supposed to be a members-only stream. Ended up not being because technology decided to throw me a curveball. And we just decided to roll with it. For anybody who is enjoying this stream or sees value in a Thursday night stream before the games or just another extra stream a week, we offer our practice squad offering as a members tier. It's 99 cents a month and gives you 2 extra streams a week with us, 2 extra streams a week, 8 extra streams a month for 99 cents. So if you're interested, I think it's the 3rd link in the description below. So check that out. E111, 4-6 team. Oh, man. Let's see if we can help you out a little bit. 10 team, 4 on your bench. CMC, Chubb, Walker, Kittle, Hawk, CD Lamb, AJ Brown, Metcalf, Mike Williams, Rondale Moore, Hollywood Brown, and Cousins was offered Fields for Metcalf. Lost 4 matches early because of quarterbacks. And your quarterback is Cousins. Cousins isn't a bad quarterback. If you can move to Fields, that's an upgrade. My question is, you probably can't move off of Cousins for much now, right? Like, is the Justin Jefferson owner hurting at all? Like CD, AJ, Mike Williams, Rondale Moore, Hollywood Brown. That's a solid core. But I would feel a lot better having Mike Williams. Like, is it start 2 wide receiver, start 3 wide receiver? 10 team. Yeah, I would do that if I can get a deal for Kirk Cousins on the swing back, right? Because I don't want to be rostering two quarterbacks. Justin Fields helps me a lot, but it's not like, I don't think Kirk Cousins has been bad for you, right? Kirk Cousins is in his own right. He's the QB 11, 17-point week last week, 17-point week the week before, 23, bye, 16, 23, 13, 18, 11, 19. So yeah, he started off with 2 weeks, at 2 out of the 4 weeks, not very great, but like, he hasn't been a problem for you. He just doesn't have that QB1 overall upside. Metcalf has been one of the best wide receivers in the league this year. He's wide receiver 17 right now, but if you look at how consistent he's been, week 3, 14, week 4, 18, week 5, 15, week 8, 14, week 9, 12, week 10, 10. Like, he hasn't had the boom weeks that, maybe we have grown accustomed to from him, but he is super consistent. Super consistent. So I almost don't want to lose him. But if it is an upgrade to the caliber of a Fields, that's fine. You have the wide receivers to withstand that. My question is, what are you moving Cousins into now? What are you trading Cousins for? I'd do that deal and then trade Cousins for something. See if you can get a running back, because you only have 3. Trade Cousins for a running back. Callie, switched out Cardinals for Saints. Yes. Great move. And Damon, to your last question about Moore and Kadarius, here's your current team. Burrow, Barkley, Kamara, Dameon Pierce, Patterson, Swift, Hunt, Waddle, Amon-Ra, Higgins, Chase, Moore, and Kmet. Would you drop anybody for Kadarius or Watson? Probably not. But again, if you can upgrade, package 2 and upgrade and then pick up, that's always a move that I'm trying to do. So if you can package Patterson and Swift and get Chubb or something like that, right? Or something equitable, and then also just 2 for 1, and then pick up Kadarius after that on waivers tomorrow after the deal is done, something like that. Always something I'm looking to do. But all those guys, I'd be happy with them on my squad. But right now, you don't have anybody that I would outright drop. So consolidate and then pick up. Joe Harris, you are very welcome. JP, you got to ask this. You got to drop a quarterback. Oh, yo, Boxy Kevin, thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Dub or L trade. I trade away Boyd for Lockett. I think that's a win, dude. Lockett's been great. And Boyd, he's been great this season. But his wide receiver 2, at least in his own offense, viability does expire at some point when Chase comes back. So it's a play for somebody who's going to maintain his value the rest of season over somebody who might have a higher ceiling now, but will have a lower ceiling come the playoffs when you really need him. So if you got Lockett, that's a win. And thank you very much for the super. Gotta drop a quarterback. Brady on bye. Gotta drop Deshaun. Only got McCoy, Brissett, Goff, Pickett, Dalton, Stafford, or Tannehill to pick up PPR. Who do I think? Goff. Goff or Brissett? Goff or Brissett? And I think the answer is Goff. E111, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. Okay, yeah, so make that deal, and then trade Cousins for a running back. A depth running back. And Cali, I would roll with the Dallas. I mean, I know their matchup isn't phenomenal, right? But their defense has been one of the best defenses on the season. Minnesota is a tougher draw, as we saw against Buffalo last week, but I'd be fine with rolling with them. Washington, enticing. Depends if you want to go better matchup or better unit. Right, I think I would just go Cowboys. E111, yeah, you just picked him up and you've been winning. All right, yeah, exactly. So roll with it. Trade Cousins. Trade Cousins, get Fields. Laura and Jim Cooperman, thank you for joining me. Hope your evening is going well. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex in PPR. Elijah Mitchell, Lazard, Pittman, Ayuk, Jalen Warren, Devontae Smith, or Jarvis Landry. 2 wide receivers and a flex. So I would go Ayuk and Devonta Smith for your 2 wide receivers. And then for the flex, it wouldn't be Landry. I think I'd go Pittman for the flex. Pittman for the flex. Yep. Hope that helps. Tim Shield, Deontay or Slayton? Deontay floor, Slayton ceiling, and at this point I would just be going ceiling. Deontay doesn't have much of a ceiling at all. I think he has 1 week inside of the top 24. So I would just be going Slayton. Can't believe we're here, Tim, but Slayton. Leon, what's happening? Should I play Watson tonight or Sutton or Tony? I think Watson's a safe play tonight. The other player I'd be playing is Tony. I don't believe in Sutton. And really for Tony, I need, with both Watson and Tony, I need to see it 1 more week for me to really believe in it from week to week. I think I'd just go Watson. Super C&B challengers, pick 2, Palmer, Watson, Pickens, DPJ this week, PPR. A lot of Watson questions this week. I would go Pickens and Watson, I think. I like Donovan Peoples-Jones, man, but I think I'd just go Pickens and Watkins or Watson. Peoples-Jones is right there. But remember, it took Justin Jefferson an all-time week last week, all-time performance to really break the Buffalo secondary. Even with the piecemeal options they have back there, in light of the injuries that they've sustained, they still haven't really given up huge days to anybody. So I would go Pickens and Watson. Yasir, 5-5, 12-man team. You got Mahomes, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, Miles Sanders, Amon-Ra, T. Higgins, Kyle Pitts, Hollywood Brown, Keenan Allen, Mooney, Pickens, Tanyan, Pacheco. How do I get rid of Lenny? That is a question that a lot of people have. You really can't for anything. He's somebody you package with as an add-on, and not a very enticing one. Like if somebody who has Rachaad White, Lenny is the most valuable right now to the Rachaad White owner. So if you can package like Pacheco and Hollywood Brown because he's coming back, and maybe somebody's hype off that, for an upgrade, Leonard Fournette and Hollywood for an upgrade at wide receiver, I would do that. Something like that. That's how you get rid of Leonard Fournette. Hartnell down. Christian Watson or Cordell Patterson, full PPR, 4 and 6, need to win this week. I think the safe play is Cordell Patterson, but Christian Watson, I mean, both of these guys have 3 touchdown upside, but Cordell Patterson, I just think that he's the safer option. So Cordell Patterson. Jonah, play Lazard tonight or wait for McLaurin or Mike Williams on Sunday. I am very close to thinking you should just play Terry McLaurin. I think you just play Terry McLaurin, man. Kilo Webster, Josh Palmer, or Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton. Josh Palmer, I think he sees all of his attempts and everything go down because Keenan Allen and Mike Williams should be active this week. So Darius Slayton is the play there. Andrew, Christian Watson, or Rondale Moore. Is that Rondale Moore? Rondale Moore floor, Christian Watson ceiling. That's what I'll say. Depends on your matchup. If you can go for more of a floor play in PPR, Rondale Moore. If you're going for the ceiling play, if you're down bad and you need, and this is like you're hit bad by the bye week and injuries, and you need 20 points projected to win or something crazy like that, Christian Watson. George Cook. Who should I be looking to ship Dameon Pierce off for? Why are you trying to trade Dameon Pierce? Didn't end up doing the CMC and CD trade because the guy wouldn't take the pro over Fields. My question is, why are you trying to trade Dameon Pierce? But as far as who you're trying to trade him for, I mean, you're looking at top players from other positions. So you're looking at Kelsey's. You're looking at Andrews. You know, if you're packaging Pierce and a lesser player maybe for one of those guys. Whoever your tight end is, if you got a lesser tight end, Dameon Pierce plus the lesser tight end for one of those top two guys, for one of the top 4 wide receivers right now. If you're trying to ship off Dameon Pierce, that's what I'd be asking for. But also, I wouldn't be trying to get him off my squad. Encino Rojo, I love to see it. Leon, Watson, Sutton, or Tony. I believe I answered that question, but if you need it answered again, let me know. I just go Watson. E111, save Pitts for the Week 16 championship or get Pacheco. Who's your tight end, man? Who's your tight end? Who's your tight end? I mean, E11, is it that 4 and 6 league? Or is it the 7 and 3 league? Yeah, it is. There you got Pitts. You got Freiermuth. I would just hold Pitts, man. Stevenson, Patterson. Who's B. Williams? Who's B. Williams? Is that Brian Robinson? Who's B. Williams? Because I'm not hating you getting another running back, because ETN, Stevenson, Patterson, good three-headed collection of running backs there, but I don't know if you have too much depth behind him, so I don't hate the idea of Pacheco. I don't know why my brain didn't work there. And Ravi, I'll get to it. It's part of the question that E11 has had up top, right? Save Pitts for Week 16 or get Pacheco. He posted his team down there. That's why I jumped down to the one after you. I'll get to yours. Don't worry. Brian Robinson. All right. Yeah. Drop Pitts for Pacheco. See if you can trade Pacheco and Brian Robinson for an upgrade, and then re-pick up Pitts. That's it. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. But all right, back up to Tim's 2 receiver flex league. Start 2. Watson, Wilson, Deontay need to win this week. Watson and Wilson. Ravi, Pacheco, Pickens, or Watson. Half PPR. Safe plays Pacheco. Upside plays Pickens or Watson. Honestly, Pacheco's an upside play too. Oh, man. Pacheco. Play Pacheco. And Lion, sorry about that, man. Yeah, play Watson. George Cook, you want a running back that had PPR upside. You're fine at the other positions. I don't see Pierce getting the workhorse load that he got in the fantasy playoffs. Or in the fantasy playoffs when the Titans tank and shut players down. Got you. Well, if that's how you feel, then, and you want a running back that had PPR upside, then shoot for Eckler. I know you're going to have to pay up because he is the overall RB1, I believe. But, I mean, shoot for Eckler. CMC, I mean, he has workload concerns. Right? Because he's splitting work now. I would rather have Dameon Pierce than Aaron Jones. I like Aaron Jones a lot, but, like if it's a 1-for-1, then sure. But I'm not trying to give up a whole lot if I have to add on to get Aaron Jones. If it's Dameon Pierce for Aaron Jones straight up, fine. If it's Dameon Pierce for Aaron Jones plus anything, I'm willing to do that too, obviously. Yeah. And Jim Land, Watson or DJ Moore? This week, Watson has more upside. DJ Moore, like, he is not good with Baker Mayfield. He's just not. Nick Watts, you have Jefferson and Hill. Do I trade Devontae for Josh Allen? If you can trade Devontae for Josh Allen, then do it. And then trade whoever your quarterback is right now for another wide receiver. Tim, full PPR, 3 wide receiver flex, Deontay or Campbell at the flex. Oh, man, I think at this point it's Deontay, bro. But, like, you have to expect at this point with Deontay that he's going to give you at best a wide receiver 3 a week. But with Campbell, I mean, yes, maybe he has more of a ceiling. But I don't have a lot of faith in this offense to sustain more than one pass catcher at this point, even with Matt Ryan at the helm. And this is the only week, I believe, where Matt Ryan really gelled or showed any sort of connection with Paris Campbell was last week. So I need to see it more to trust in it. So I'm going back to the well with Deontay, but I know what I'm getting in Deontay as well. Fabian, good to see you. Pick a defense for this week. Falcons at home to the Bears. Giants at home to Detroit. Denver at home to the Raiders. Houston to the Washington Commanders. Commanders. Go with the Commanders. Oh, Houston at home to the Commanders. Wait, never mind. Denver Giants. Go with the Broncos versus the Raiders. Go with the Broncos. Go with Denver at home. Do we start Watson if Cobb is active tonight? Yeah, I don't think that really factors in too much. Remember, he had 4 catches. 3 of them were touchdowns. He's a guy that can get it done on one play. Fabian, or the Titans defense. It makes it a little bit tougher, but I'm still going Broncos. George, got to keep Seattle's kicker on my roster and need to fill in the rest of your bench isn't droppable. Do I drop Cardinals defense or Vikings defense? Cardinals have Niners, Vikings have Cowboys. And you want to keep Seattle's kicker on your roster. I'd rather have the Vikings. They have a better schedule for the playoffs if I can't pick up the Cardinals again. So I'm dropping the Cardinals. Fabian, start 2 full PPR. Christian Watson, DJ Moore, London, Tony. Christian Watson and Tony, man. If I'm going for upside, I want to start those 2. with no Miko Hardman. I think they go back to Tony a lot this week. Cali Loco, full PPR of Tunyon tonight, or pick up a refugee tight end. Only available are Logan Thomas, Trey McBride, Isaiah Likely. I think I'm fine just rolling with Tunyon this week, man. I know he hasn't had the ceiling that we all predicted for him, but I think you just roll with him over Logan Thomas, roll with him over McBride, and I think Andrews plays, so I don't know how much viability Likely has, so I'm just rolling with Tunyon, but I am trying to make a trade if I have Tunyon. I'm also, trying to make a deal to get out from having to go back to Tunyon every week. And if there is a guy like a Juwan Johnson, I'd rather have him. No Soli, Watson or Lazard tonight. Ooh. I think the answer, the smart answer is just Lazard. The smart answer is just Lazard. Hud Bolt, Devonta Smith, Christian Watson, Gabe Davis need one full PPR. It's tough not to just say Devontae Smith, but Gabe Davis. Both are similar in what they bring to the field, but both are close. Devonta Smith benefits from no Dallas Goedert too, just like AJ Brown does. If I say it for one wide receiver, I need to say it for the other. And Gabe Davis had a good week for him last week. Nine targets last week, although it was an overtime game. I'm going Gabe Davis, but either one of those options, man, Gabe Davis or Devontae Smith, like it's really an either or situation, man. I hate to break it down like that, but that is kind of what it is. Chat, help him out. Are you going Devonta Smith or Gabe Davis? George Cook, Myers has been a beast. That's why I want to keep him. Myers has been all right. We have to put it into perspective. He's had 3 really good weeks in fantasy, but outside of the 3 really good weeks, we could say the same for a lot of players. Myers has exceeded expectations. I'll give him that. A beast? I don't think there is a beast outside of Ramondre Stevenson in the Patriots offense. Leon, Jamal Williams, Dalvin Cook, Connor, or Foreman, pick 2. Cook, Connor, Jamal Williams. Cook, Connor, and Jamal Williams is your swing guy if you can have somebody in your flex. Cook and Connor, though. David Lee, Cooper, Olave, Mike Williams, Watson, Tony, Sutton. I need 3. Olave, Cooper, and Mike Williams. The first 3. No Soli, you're very welcome. One more. Isaiah Pacheco or not Devontae Swift. That's not a name. Or why am I blanking on Swift's name? DeAndre Swift. I think the answer is DeAndre Swift, but understand that Pacheco, I think, has the higher ceiling. I think the safe play is Swift, because Swift is Swift. You have to understand, he's not healthy right now. And Pacheco is. And he's getting the plays you want, or the snaps you want in a very good offense. Swift is getting half of the snaps in a not good offense right now. And even then, it isn't half of the snaps right now. I think he had 31% of the snaps last week. So honestly, bro, I think you just play Isaiah Pacheco, dude. DeAndre Swift is probably ranked higher. If I had to rank them, he's probably ranked higher. But something scares me off of him up until, I see him have at least a 50% snap share like I'm used to seeing from him. Until that point, I don't know if I can trust DeAndre Swift. So I'm willing to just go Pacheco, who is getting the 50% plus snap share in a better offense. And Explore Connection, thank you very much for the super. Watson or wait for Mooney or DJ Moore half PPR. I think you just wait for Mooney. Wait for Mooney. Then thank you very much for the super. Eric, pick one. PPR, Sutton, Watson, Foreman, DJ Moore, Tony. Foreman. Fabian, would you drop Dubs to stash a second good defense, e.g. the Broncos D? Absolutely, Dubs is a drop candidate at this point. Yeah, I would do that. Oh, yo, there you go. I forgot about that. The blizzard that Davis is going to be playing in. That's a deciding factor for me, so I think I would go Devonta Smith. You're right. Thank you very much, E111. Yep, Smith. That is the answer right there. Good catch. Explore Connection, you're about tied in projections. Opponent has Rondale and Boyd as his wide receivers. Feel like I need a decent floor. So, yeah, I would go Mooney, man. I just think he's bound to get some production, even if that I know that offense, they don't throw a lot. He's the beneficiary when it clicks for them. He is the beneficiary there. If you're craving a little bit more of a floor, then just go to DJ Moore. If you're worried and you're craving a little bit more of a floor, DJ Moore. If not, shoot for the moon. John Kimmo, Swift, Jamal Williams, Christian Kirk, or for CMC and Metcalf, I would lose my best wide receiver. Are you Christian Kirk side then, or are you Metcalf side? I'm willing to trade Swift, Williams, and Christian Kirk for CMC and Metcalf. Because even if you're losing your best wide receiver, you're gaining a very good one. And you're getting a great running back. I would do that if I'm getting the CMC Metcalf side. Fabian, they're not going to be in the blizzard. They're playing in Detroit, right? I don't know about... Give me a sec here. They're not playing in Detroit. The Lions, Giants. They're playing at the Giants. Detroit. The Blizzard game is for the Bills. Bills, Cleveland. Uncle Stunkus. Oh, they did? Oh, snap. Okay, see, you're schooling me. I'm out of the loop there. I didn't know that. All right. Dope. Cool. I'm glad they did that. Then yeah, Gabe Davis. Chris Ciarcia, need a running back bad. Is Olave for Montgomery a good deal in your opinion? I mean, yeah, I think Montgomery is going to get a ton of work in an extending offense, and Olave has been very solid, but he hasn't had the boom weeks that he had early in the year. So I think that's a good deal. Underrated deal right there. Terrell Talto and Sutton or Tony PPR. Sutton floor, Tony ceiling, and at this point, I think I'd just go Tony ceiling. I have no faith in Sutton to reach his ceiling. And it was a quick turnaround for me to be, I guess I'm not all in on Tony, but I'm more in on Tony than Sutton. Hard to believe I'm there. Jim Land, they're playing in Detroit, but it's still going to be 12 to 15 mile an hour winds. Hey, that is a lot better than 3 to 6 feet of snow, or whatever they were going to be projecting for that game. And Josh Allen's arm can cut through the wind. It's fine. Yep. Yeah, Gabe Davis should still be fine. But honestly, they're super close between him and Devontae Smith. It is a preferential call. If you don't want to risk it in the 12 to 15 mile an hour winds, then just go Devontae Smith. But if you're willing to risk it, the ceiling is similar, maybe a little bit higher with Josh Allen. But you guys, we got about, 30 minutes till this Thursday night game. Throw me some more questions before I do shut this down. Terrell, Dameon Pierce against the tough run defense, or should I go Pacheco or Gus? I think you just go Dameon Pierce, though. There, start your studs. Uncle Stunk has picked 3, Pittman, Sutton, Tony, Ayuk. Ayuk, Tony, Pittman. Yep, Ayuk, Tony, and Pittman. I am not starting Sutton. But Joe, let me know. Any more questions here? Again, this is not a normal stream for us. Normally the stream is a members only stream. But if you have interest in, yeah, I think Detroit has a dome. I'm pretty sure Detroit has a dome, but I'm not positive. Pretty sure though. Yeah, they have a dome. They're in a dome. So yeah, those 15 miles an hour winds don't matter. They're in a dome. But this is normally a members-only stream. If you're interested in becoming a member, I believe it is the 3rd link in the description below. And you can join for 99 cents and pick up 2 extra streams a week with us. One with me, one with Nick, where Nick goes over target rates and snap shares and all that, all the analytics stuff from last week and how it pertains to next week. And then with me, you kind of just get a general Q&A. Usually, again, it's not public. It is for the members. So check out that link below if you are interested. And as always, we will be back for the Saturday night streams, Saturday 6 p.m. EST, Sunday 10 a.m. EST for the start-sit streams. Typically go for 2.5 to 3 hours, and those, as you guys know, are open to the general public. So join us then. Enjoy the Thursday night game, y'all. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you hopefully on Saturday. But I am going to shut this down because I want to chill a little bit before the game. But last question here. Washington defense or New Orleans defense? I think I just go New Orleans defense, man. I think I just go New Orleans defense. New Orleans defense. Yep, but thank you very much, y'all. We'll see you later in the week.